Hey, what's going on, people? It's your boy B3, aka the Kush Motivational Speaker. And guess what? I got a special guest with me today. It's my homie. Now, get this. I talk a lot about motivation and stuff, but everybody always want to know, the science behind it. So don't worry. My homie who I brought with me actually has a degree in psychology. So get ready. So I'm actually gonna have somebody who knows what the fuck they're talking about. Stay tuned. Get ready for the flight. I am. And welcome to Zero Gravity. Here we talk about cannabis, entrepreneurship, and self-motivation. And today, I got my special guest with me, my homeboy Luis Rodriguez. Hey man, I just want to say thank you.
Of course, man.
Thank you for giving me your time, my brother. Thank you for giving me your time. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah. You're more busy than me, I think.
Man, I'm just trying to get like you.
Almost.
Heck yeah. But boy, I brought him on because he's going to help me with a segment that I thought, I could really use his input on. And that was for, my air it out session. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Right now, it's time to get into a segment that I brought up a while back. And it's, what's the strain of weed that back in the day used to smoke all the time? But, now, either due to they've either crossed the shit out of it, either your tolerance has just gone up, or they've just done something terrible to the strain to now that you're like, ugh, you can't smoke it anymore. So what would you say?
I think for me, Blue Dream. I can't have Blue Dream anymore. It's not the same. They just kind of ramp up the terpenes, the THC. I mean, it looks like Blue Dream, but it doesn't really taste or smoke like Blue Dream. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, I'm with you on that shit. Mine's was Skywalker OG.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
See, I thought it was just the indica. I thought when I was smoking it, it was just the indica hybrid. But then afterwards, they ended up crossing it to make it like a sativa.
Right.
And then after they made it a sativa, I was like, oh, fuck. What the fuck am I smoking? Like, a friend of mine called it an energy bar. He was like, that's what you're smoking is an energy bar.
Right.
Like, well, you got another one?
I think God's Gift.
Ooh.
God's Gift.
Ah.
Or Alaskan Thunderfuck. I think for me, because I was,
Lasted fucking fuck.
like when you're young and you want to like smoke, that's like, oh shit, Alaskan Thunderfuck. What a really dope ass name. But I can't find Alaskan Thunderfuck nowadays.
You know what?
Yeah.
You're right about that.
I don't know.
You know what? Alaskan Thunderfuck, and what's another old school one that's really hard to find now?
Hindu Kush.
Hindu Kush, and a good Hindu Kush.
You got the stupid, like super stemmy, dry, jeez.
Or Afghan Kush.
Afghan Kush.
Producers. We was just talking about that Afghan Kush. Yeah, we need to get some of that back.
Yeah.
We need to get that back ASAP. What's another one? Somebody was telling me, oh, I got a hard hitter. Let's see how somebody at work, they were saying that cookies don't taste the same anymore.
I can see that.
I haven't, I don't even think I've had original cookies. I've had platinum cookies. I've had something else
Girl
cookies.
Scout cookies.
Yeah, but it's never been like
Actual
like Burners cookies. Like I don't think I've ever actually had it. I would love to have it.
Right.
Plug.
Where you at?
Plug. But it would love to. I'd love to test that just to see what people was talking about.
Yeah.
Because I've been because what was it? The Gary Payton. That's what I want to try. I never got a chance to try it.
Yeah.
Have you?
No. I honestly don't even want to try it.
You don't want to try the Gary Payton?
I mean, I've seen it, but it just kind of looks like any other indica at this point.
See that's a tolerance that's a high that's just hard to get over.
Honestly, yeah.
You over there, you on giraffe pussy.
I think back then there was a lot less cross straining than there is now, just because genetics has been fantastic, and then you have the business of marijuana growing in California, so I think it's just people are experimenting, crossing something that's already been crossed like 5 times with something that's been crossed like 10 times.
Dude, I mean, like, why? They're destroying the strain.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why I don't think that's why maybe it doesn't taste the same as it used to maybe back then. But I don't know.
oh my God, because I'm kind of like, what? Do you remember Ken's GDP?
No,
Oh, you've never had?
I don't.
See,
I
now
never had
that's a old Granddaddy Purple. That's an old Granddaddy Purple strain. I don't know who the fuck Ken is. I think he's the originator of it, I guess. But yeah, he needs to come out of retirement because I haven't had Granddaddy Purple like that in years.
And you fuck with Granddaddy Purple.
You know it.
Yeah,
You know
love
it.
that GDP.
Heck yeah. Hey, check out the podcast on Spotify. You know, it will be there for you. Zero Gravity with B3. Check it out. Spotify and Anchor. Holla at me. But other than that,
Yeah, you love GDP.
dude,
But
it's
I feel like that strain kind of just changes, because you can't find that OG strain. Everything else is, like we were talking earlier, just everything's a cross strain of something else.
it's literally crossed the hell out of it.
Yep.
I mean, what? Like what we had before, wasn't it biscotti, something else, and something else, and something else, crossed with something else, and there you have it. I'm like, that's cool and all, but damn.
Yep.
It's like we do get a lot of potent flowers out there, but
no, the other one I remembered, green crack.
oh man,
Green crack.
you guys too?
Right?
You guys was on green crack?
I loved that green crack. But now
That was my favorite back in the day. Man.
What?
it
Green crack?
it looked like the color was just like the Hulk. It was legit just green. Beautiful.
But that wasn't even marijuana.
It's crack.
Yeah, you guys are sick. I'm surprised y'all. Well, you know what? I guarantee you guys had a lot of energy throughout the day, didn't you?
But I can't find green crack nowadays. Or like a good
one.
Green crack, yeah.
Like, what about you guys?
I haven't tried it in a long time, man. I had to chill. I had to cool it. I was out on the street.
You hear this, man?
No, I was getting hurt skateboarding. That's what happened. I was out smoking green crack getting hurt.
What about you, Art?
Oh, year or so ago, maybe last month. I don't know.
See, that's a real smoker right there. You may not see him. That's a real smoker back there. You might not see him. That's a real smoker back there. He hangs out with the real OGs right here, man.
Yeah, other than that, I don't know.
See it.
It's very interesting because there was also a strain, number 2. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Number 2.
Yeah. They called it number 2 because it was the shit. And so pretty much the interesting thing was like, it was like 38% THC at this time, you know, like
What
back
the
in
fuck?
2013. Yeah. Yeah.
Good God. Whoa, that was a monster. Yeah, I like that. Shoot, number 2. Hey, yeah, we should bring that back.
It's the shit.
Number 2, the Dookie. Yeah. We call that shit the Dookie.
The Dookie.
Yeah, man. You know, I had one that was called Dark, just straight up dark. That's it. Purple as fuck. I couldn't, and nobody understood why it was that purple. They just called it dark. Dark.
Dark.
There you go. You gotta add the dark.
Dark.
Dark. That's what you need to have. Dark. I'm telling you, that shit would have me fucked up. But let me see. I got one more strain. Let me think about it. There was one more strain that I used to love back in the day, but now it tastes like shit. Let me see. There was one more. Hold on. Let me think. This should help. Yeah, you go ahead, take that too. Let's see. What was it? Don't worry, it's gonna. Oh shit! Now I remember. It was fucking actually OG Kush.
OG Kush?
Yeah, OG Kush does not taste the same like it used to. I'm kind of like, probably because now every strain out there now has a tiny bit of OG Kush in it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man, we're just gonna take the best part of you away, and we're just gonna put you in a bunch of different strains. Why? Help me. Help me. That does not help me in that situation. You got one more? Give me one more.
Tahoe OG.
Oh,
OG.
see, another OG.
Yeah,
See?
it just doesn't
Another
taste
OG.
the same. Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe it could be just specific distributors whose like tree is not as great, but that's just me.
No, I feel you on that one.
Yep.
You know, eventually we'll get back. Like, there's this one cannabis company. I'll say their names after we talk, but they focus on the old school strains. Oh yeah, and I like their whole little logo and shit too. Don't worry, we'll talk. But other than that, man, I can't think of it anymore. Can you?
I mean, honestly, everything else is just like you said, a variant of OG.
Yeah. What about you fellas? Any strain that you guys had back in the day, but now if you try it, tastes like shit? Like, I mean, like, not shit in a good way.
You know, for me, I think it's just interesting to think about because I've always assumed it's my taste that might have changed or my perspective, and I wasn't thinking about it from this perspective.
Yeah, because, it could be because sometimes your tolerance could just, you just been smoking some of the best shit now, and now when you were smoking that, it was like the beginner type weed or, or either they just, cross the fuck out of it.
Could also be like the method of what you're smoking. It could be bong, that's gonna taste different. A joint, backwood. So, all these different mechanisms that could alter, the taste.
Ooh, man. So come on, man. You didn't give me one. Give me one. I know you got one. Come on. I know. I see you thinking over there, Ern. Come on, man.
I mean, you mentioned Granddaddy Purple, and I used to smoke that a lot too. That was my go-to. That was my wake up in the morning, go to bed, get ready for work, get through the day. But it's the KGB. But the problem is you don't. I like trying to remember the last time I had it. But how could it possibly be the same?
Oh,
the
so
80s KGB, Killer Green Bud.
I never even heard of that.
The big old hairy greenest bud with the biggest crystals ever.
Hey.
You were still paying 50 in the late 80s,
Damn.
What? Oh man, what?
For the nasty good shit, yeah, of course.
Dang.
At the right place in San Francisco.
Yeah.
See, that's why I told you.
But
Oh, jeez.
KGB anymore. I've never seen KGB.
You haven't seen it since, huh?
But I'd love to taste it to tell you whether I knew the answer to your question. And I will now engage in a quest.
See, I got OG smokers on the team, so that's why I gotta ask them for their. I have to ask them for their advice too. Come on, Jay. You say Granddaddy Purple?
Well, yeah, I guess that would be one that. Well, I mean, like I say, I don't know if it's because it tastes bad or just because I'm not interested anymore.
Like I said,
There's no reward for you anymore.
He's gotten fancy now. Pinky's up. He's gotten fancy now. So he's on the higher. He's on the dabs. See the dabs, and I'm still trying to catch up to that. You on the dab train too, ain't you?
No.
No, you haven't been on it.
I never liked dabs.
Really?
I had a bad experience on a dab, and that altered my course in dabbing. Yeah.
See?
Subject.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
And then we changed that, bro. But heck yeah, man. But hey, you know what? Let me hit this out because it's time for our next roundup, brother. So now, family, it's time for the air it out session. Now, usually I get a little deep here, and this is my area where I either give you a little bit of emotional, physical, just a little bit of motivation, if you will. Now, I do a lot of motivational stuff if you hear on my podcasts on, Anchor and Spotify, but a lot of people like to have a little bit of science behind the thing. So that's why my boy Louise is here. He's here to help me out with that. So, bro, I want to ask you. So when it comes to self-doubt depression, that's the thing that I've
always want to ask you about
Yeah.
because you pick your brain about it because I know a couple guys that have been like doing their jobs for years,
Right.
you know, really good at their job, and then mess up one time,
Mm-hmm.
like, and nobody noticed it. It could be something really minor, but it could just fuck with them to the point
Yeah.
where, you know, they on the verge of killing themselves. You know, it's just been
Right.
that rough. But you know, life's been good to them. Things have been good to them. But that one mistake
Mm-hmm.
could just throw them into a tailspin, and then it
Yeah.
could open up bad memories of
Right.
things that they went through when they was kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, how do people like what do you go? How do you get through that, or what's a way to cope?
Oh, I think you got to look at the overall picture of depression. It encompasses a lot of things, and like people, like you and I go through depression. You know, we have like our ups and downs, like every other normal human being. But there's people who have like this really, clinical diagnosis of depression. You know, and it all varies across like culture and age, sex. So there's going to be people who deal with depression a lot differently when they're clinically depressed. Now, I think what's actually really interesting is like the actual concept of depression, because the DSM-5, which is the Diagnostical Statistical Manual of like any clinical or disease or mental disorder, it ranges on a spectrum. So a lot of things like autism, they range on a spectrum, and depression ranges on a spectrum. And the more, obviously, the more you are to the right, in this case, you'd be severely depressed, manic depressed, and then on the left, you just have, the minor depression.
There's levels to depression,
Yeah, yeah.
so it's not just like you depressed. What?
Yeah. So like, and that statistical manual, they're looking at certain behaviors when they're asking you questions, like a psychiatrist. So you go into an office, and then that psychiatrist is asking you questions. Depending on how you answer, you're going to be obviously psychiatrically evaluated on your depression.
So like when you say like like the level 1, level 2, like what are the names? Like what like what's stage 1 depression and like
So I think from what I can recall, the it's not necessarily like a level. You're just either like manic depression, or I forget the name for the last one, but it's just an overall like encompassing aspect of anxiety too. So what are they taking all these other things and they just name it depression? But I forget the so-called levels.
oh
Yeah.
shit, I didn't even know there was levels. Shit. What about like how would a person be able to cope with that? Because I can motivate a
Right.
motherfucker all the way, but the thing is, it's not gonna work if they in themselves don't feel
Yeah.
it. So like, how would somebody to either cope with that, or when is the time to like go see someone
Yeah.
or anything of that nature?
I think when you look at the statistics, a lot of people tend to go into therapy for let's light this up for like
Thought
after any like suicide attempt, right?
Right.
And I think if you're looking at the number of people that go into therapy because they committed suicide, or the number of people that go into therapy for other reasons, it's not as high. So, like, you have, like, if you go into therapy is actually super beneficial to many people. It's not necessarily much about like what they're asking you, more so about what you're not saying, or what you are saying. So if you're someone who wants to be motivated and who wants to not have that self-deprecating idea of yourself, and you are depressed, going into therapy is a really good option. And the way that a psychiatrist will kind of gauge out what they can do for you, excuse me, it really ranges on like the amount of help that you're looking for. And like, do you actually like not want to be depressed, or do you want to be depressed?
Got you.
Because you can find people who like go into therapy and they're super depressed and like, fuck depression, I don't want to be depressed. And they actually, for some reason, Other people will not have that same mindset.
Oh,
Yeah.
so people like will stay in it, like they'll be cool with being depressed, or is it kind of like they look for reasons to be depressed?
It's almost just like they're associating whatever they're going through as a repetitive behavior, and they're reinforcing that behavior over and over again.
Because they're used to it.
Yeah. So like you're depressed. Oh God. So you look at the behavior. What are you doing when you're depressed?
Oh, okay.
So, you know, whether you're doing drugs, some people who are really depressed do drugs, not really necessarily one or the other, but yeah, they look for things that have caused them that depression or that stress.
And then whatever coping mechanism they can find, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel that. Whew. It's like,
Damn.
if you were to if you were to know somebody like personally who was actually going through exactly what we were talking about, like, you know, say work depression.
Yeah.
What would you say to that person? Like if he was your friend, you know, he calls you on the phone. You know, we all have those late nights when your drunk friend call you on some crazy shit. But like, you know, what would you tell that person? Like, hey man, I'm not feeling too good. I fucked up at work. You know, I think they're gonna fire me. You know, shit like that.
I think when something like that happens, they're just getting tunnel vision. You know, they're just seeing, you know, whatever negative consequence is, and they're attaching that thought into their behavior.
Oh shit.
So it's like, oh shit, like I'm gonna get fired. Oh shit. Oh shit. There's just, what would you do if you got fired?
I mean,
Like if it's a super critical job, you got family, you got a mortgage. You know, it's almost like a spiral.
it's just continue. Like,
So I don't know, like what necessarily. I mean, that mindset of just latching onto that idea, that negative consequence, kind of defeats the purpose of finding reasons to not think of that consequence, or like think of different avenues of like what are the possible outcomes of me being fired.
shit. Let me see. I mean, I can't think of no crazy shit, but I know when I'm finna get fired, there's signs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, hey, they called you in early.
Yeah.
Or hey, could I see you during your lunch shift? Weird shit like that. That's how you know when you're finna get fired. But I've never really like had like a real big like scare of being fired. Like some people, it's their whole lives that, you know, I've been working at McDonald's for about a year, dude. If I lose this job, that's my life.
Yeah.
You know, that's how some
100%.
people really take it. It's like they gotta understand that. Well, I've been there too. There was sometimes when I was 14, my ice cream job. Oh shit. When I felt like I was finna get fired from there, I knew my life was done. My mom go be on my case. Like what was you doing? Playing with the ice cream back there? You know, was you eating all the ice cream? You know, it's gonna be some funny stuff like that. But nah, there was a lot of anxiety. Like you said, anxiety. There was a lot of anxiety there that I thought that, you know, my mom's gonna judge me, my family's gonna judge me, that, you know, I wasn't able to hold on to this job.
So like I was talking earlier, you attach that negative consequence, and you're just moving forward with it. You know, you don't think about anything else. Like what are the possible outcomes that are positive might actually come from me being fired.
And that's right. You know, my wife, my wife likes to say, you know, shit rolls downhill type shit. And, you know, that makes sense, because then you're right, it just starts stacking. You start every possible worst outcome starts to build. And then what is it? Just like a deck of cards, you go fall.
Yeah.
Or dominoes, man.
You can quote me if I'm wrong, but I'm probably maybe wrong. But it's called negative affect, I believe.
Negative affect.
Yeah.
Ooh, shit.
So pretty much you're almost God, what's the word? A sadist.
You're a sadist.
Like pain, like you give pain.
Oh, you like the
or is that the other one?
masochist, right?
Masochist.
Masochist, you like to get paid, you like to get beat up, right?
Yeah, then
Is it
I think
masochist,
sadist.
right, y'all?
Yeah, so
Masochist.
I think so. It's almost like sadism. You know, like you're very you like the
Kind of freaky
negative.
over there, ain't you?
You like the negativity. You know, you want to latch onto that negative affect. You know, it's almost like I said earlier. You're kind of just really reinforcing that behavior over and over again.
Damn.
But yeah, and I don't know, like how to break that. I, I think what I did when I was depressed, not like super depressed, but just you're just kind of down in the dumps. You know, you're not working out, you're not doing healthy life choices, so to speak. And for me, I was like, damn, well, fuck, what do I do? So, well, I have all these skills and knowledge that I learned throughout college. So, well, I should just start writing things down. Like, what is it that I actually want? And I think if people start writing things down, or like in a notebook, just having that sense of you being physical with your words, just like, oh shit, well, what is it that I want?
Exactly. Putting your goals on paper. There's a gentleman, his name was Earl Nightingale. Get this, crazy old white dude who grow weed taught me about this guy. And exactly, he says exactly the same thing. Put what you want to accomplish on the down, put what you want to accomplish on like a card.
Yeah, yeah,
Keep that card, carry that shit with you. Keep looking at that to remind you of what you want to do with your life.
yeah,
You know, that's exactly the key. Don't fall down in the dumps because that's where they want you to stay. That's where your mind wants you to stay. It's like, if you continue, like we said, that negative affect, I like that. If you continue to go with that negative thinking, the negative affect is eventually going to happen.
yeah.
It's like, oh man.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to just gauge, like, what is it that motivates, like, any that varies individually. Like, what motivates that person? Is it? I mean, you have like the normal tropes: sex, money, power. I don't know. This feeling of that getting that rush because people who do like super intense like activities, I don't know, like paragliding and all that stuff.
Risk-taking type stuff.
Yeah, they like a lot of adrenaline rush, like that positive behavior that you can kind of get to build out of that depression. Because all it is just neurochemicals in the brain, and you just have to adjust that mental thought into, I guess, your physical behavior.
Man, what about so here's an idea I've always wanted. Now, when dealing with depression, like I've dealt the little bit of depression I dealt with, like you said, the tunnel vision. There was something I was learning it's something that I've learned so far, and it took me years to learn this. Now, don't quote me on this. Now, I don't remember what book it was from because I've read a lot of books. I believe, I'm not sure if it was Think and Grow Rich or Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but there was something that I think everybody should do if you haven't done it already. Maybe you could give it a shot too. It was something that was said that, a salesman, he had a thing where he said, I'm only going to give myself a 2-minute rule. It's either 2-minute rule or 5 minutes, one of those. But you're only going to give yourself that amount of time to be mad at yourself.
Yeah.
That's it. You give yourself a timer, set that shit, then you can just be like, man, what the fuck? What the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
Why the fuck did I do it? Fuck them, this, that, be mad, all that. As soon as that timer goes off, now it's time to think of a way to fix your situation.
Yeah.
Next step. Next fucking move. Because you get stuck, you get complacent. You start getting stiff, you start not wanting to move. That's why I love my producer over here. He kind of felt like it was getting complacent. He started getting call sheets up. He started getting ready. He was like, hey yo, let's get this shit moving. Let's not slow our feet. I love that about my guys. Love you, man. Just letting that be known. But I want to say that let me go ahead and get this going with you. Hey, never give up on your dreams or forget who you are. I've been there before, and I've fallen down in the dumps and, given up on a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a day where you felt like, I fucked up, I fucked up, I don't think there's a way for me to come back from this. I think it's going to take me some time to lick these wounds to get back up.
100%, yeah. You know, I hate that saying because it's true, but you don't think it's true when you hear it. Only time will tell. That's like you just need time, and I think people who are obviously going through a rough time, they just don't. It's very short-sighted. You know, you don't think of a year from now, 2 years from now.
Yeah, nobody's thinking ahead.
And when you're in that mentality, you're like, oh fuck, I fucked up. Like, it just, I don't know, you just see the path, and it's just 2 feet away. You're like, fuck it, and there's nothing there.
Too focused on the now.
Yep.
Oh, my bad. Now, I must ask you, sir. Last thing before I leave off.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say what would you say to yourself in the morning if you're having a bad day?
Yeah.
And you know, you don't feel like going to work. Mm-hmm. What do you say to yourself in the morning?
I gotta pay rent. No.
Hey,
I mean,
that's one hell of a
right?
that's one hell of a fucking way to wake up in the morning. Hey man, I gotta pay rent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Honestly, I have this new thing that I'm doing where I legit I try to drink a lot of water at night. I know it seems a little odd, but that way I can like get up early in the morning when my alarm rings and I can like just piss, you know? I'm like, all right, well, now that I got that out of my system, I'm awake. Fuck it. I got to get shit done, you know? But I don't really tell myself much anything in the mirror. I'm like, well, there you go.
No?
No, I don't have any sort of
like
verbal
morning
messages
ritual.
to myself.
Well, let me tell you this right now.
Yeah.
One thing you can tell yourself, you know, as soon as you wake up, I think I've told you this before, you know, tell
you
yourself,
did.
hey, yeah, you know, to
Yeah.
wake up, you say, hey, good looking, what we
Yeah.
got cooking today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're
remember
the
that.
sexy, you're the sexy beast. You say
remember
that to yourself in the morning. Always, anybody, chicks, you the sexiest thing on the block.
Yeah.
Dudes, you the sexy motherfucker. You know, look at yourself in the mirror. Keep that black Air Force One energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need that.
That's the energy I need in the morning.
Yeah, dog, that's exactly how you walk in the morning. You got to make sure you tell yourself that because that's exactly how you are. That's how you feel. Because everybody around these parts feels like they don't look good or they don't feel like they're good enough or the whole thing about, you know, fucking up at work. Let it be known that mistakes happen. Mm-hmm. As long as it didn't hurt you, it didn't hurt anyone else, you still got all your fingers and toes. It's time to get back to work. You may have fucked up at that spot, but you're not going to fuck up at the next spot because you've learned your lesson from there and you're not going to do that again. Now, let me tell y'all something. Les Brown had said something that hit my soul, and it was, you know, you may have hit rock bottom, but rock bottom is a good foundation to build from.
Oh, yeah.
So last time I checked, rock bottom is solid as shit. You know, you can't get no lower than rock bottom. So you use that to build yourself back up. That's all I'm saying. And I've listened to that, I've rolled with that, and, you know, I feel like it's helped me build myself into a better man.
Yeah.
You know, I felt so down low, dude. I was like, man, I think I need to give up, you know, on a lot of this shit. You know, I don't think it's gonna be worth it anymore. I've been there, done that, and it was hard as hell to get out of that. But you wanna know something? I did it.
Yeah.
You can do it. Anybody can do that. Just get up off your ass. You know, David Goggins is my favorite freaking motivational speaker because he curses like a motherfucker. He'll be real as fuck to you. Get the fuck up. Get your lazy ass up. Don't give up shit.
And sometimes
Straight
you
up.
need someone to tell you that, you know?
Every once in a while, you need somebody to remind you how great you really are. Every once in a while, you need that. I'm here to remind you. You just need somebody to remind you how great you really are. And you know something, man? I know it's getting late, bro. I just want to say thank you, player.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, thank you for coming with me, brother. You know, thank you. And you know, let me end it off like this, y'all. You know, one last thing. Wise man once said, "Work harder on your dream than your job." Take that home with y'all. This is B3AK, the motivational speaker. I'm signing out. Thank you, Louise, for joining me, my man. Thank you for your time.
Yep.
This won't be the last time.
Great.
See y'all later. can't, you know, we almost went through the whole show without hitting this bong, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
I need you to go ahead, do the honors. It's
Thank-
bong time.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Oh, it was, excuse me. I was always really good with the bong ice.
Oh, right. This is the thing that holds the ice in it.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. All right. Yeah, you know it.
You don't like smoking bongs, do you?
No. I love a good bong. It's never wrong.
That's funny. It's like the first time I hit a bong, I was like 17, and I needed help to get into the car. I couldn't move. It was like just really high as hell, like trying to like walk, feet wobbling.
Oh man, I think the first time I hit a bong, you know, my feet went numb. Your feet go numb. Yeah, you're right. Your feet go numb when you first hit the bong, and then you like, what do you call them? You feel like your feet. You feel like
Just dead weight.
Yeah, dead weight. The real meaning of twinkle toes, because everything you touch, it feels like, ow, ow, All right, gotta hit this bong one more time, man.